Morning, everybody. Kevin back from Watches with Joe and Kevin. Moving on in The Sopranos, getting closer to the end of season two. Don't really know what the resolution's going to look like on season two, but I bet it involves Richie. Um, Janice has really replaced Livia as the new Livia. Um, Not only is she really manipulating Richie to make a move on Tony, and it's worked. He's there. He asked Junior for permission, and to Junior's incredible credit, Junior absolutely said don't. No. So maybe this is kind of what we get as a redemption arc for Junior after season one. Um, Junior's really been in the back seat by design. I mean, he's been under house arrest. Um, but Janice really wants Richie to have the title. And I think, as much as she says she hates Olivia, and she clearly is a lot like Livia, she definitely consciously wants to be Livia. She wants to be the woman that's with or married to or whatever with the main guy. And it comes from a really selfish place. She doesn't care that the person who's going to pay the price is like literally her brother. As long as she gets to be the woman who's with the guy who is a much higher in the hierarchy. Um, and she wants that to be Richie. And if her brother Tony is in the way, so be it. She is a terrible, terrible human being. I'm kind of curious also where we're going with the relationship struggles that have been kind of highlighted for since the beginning of the show, but have really kind of come to the front between Carmela and Tony as well. Carmela's really struggling, and she is very Catholic, and obviously is very much against divorce. But it feels sometimes when she's cautioning other women against divorce, she's almost trying to convince herself, like sort of like giving herself the pep talk that it's okay to stay in a bad marriage for kids and because your religion tells you to, and a number of other reasons. It's a sin to get divorced. Almost like she's trying to convince herself of this. Janice kind of called her out on that once. But I guess we'll see moving forward. She came really close to having an affair. I don't know if she's going to ever follow through with that. Maybe, maybe not. And based on Tony's behavior, can one really blame her? She certainly doesn't come off looking any worse than him, and in most ways is a lot better than him. There's a reason that Tony didn't tell her that he killed a guy. That he killed a guy. Because maybe Carmela's just not okay with all of that, even though she probably knows deep down it happens, but the details wouldn't sit well with her. I did think it was an interesting choice also that the witness to the murder, um, he didn't. I was wondering how Tony was going to deal with him when they found out who it was, and we didn't get to that point, right? Is Tony going to threaten him? Is Tony going to kill him? Is Tony going to buy him off? What kind of person is Tony when he finds out who that person is? And because Tony, remember when he was in with Dr. Melfi, said, everyone in this game knows what they're getting into, so it's not a sin to kill them. Well, this guy isn't in the game. He would have been a witness. So how would Tony have handled him? I was really curious where we were going to answer that question, and we ended up not. The guy found out who it was and withdrew himself. Tony never found out who it was. So that question got avoided, at least till this point. But I'm wondering when Tony, who says, I'm not a bad guy because we're soldiers and I'm only fighting other people in this war that agree to the terms of it. How does that change when Tony's in a position to be dealing with someone who's not? I'm curious if we ever get an answer to that question. Certainly not with this guy, but with somebody else. We're going to go and jump into it here. But I do want to thank all of our Patreon subscribers for being here with us. I'd like to give a special shout out to Actuarial Lurker, Balas Foldes, Chris, Jeff, Christy Goverston, NJ, Surya Gundavarapu, Weird Magic, Torgir Lingstad, Emily, Derek Peterson, and Diana Perry. Thank you so much, folks. I'm really glad you're here with us. If you would like to see a full-length reaction to this and all the other stuff we've watched or are currently watching, please check out a link in the description below to our Patreon page. On every show, including The Sopranos, we're at least 4 episodes ahead on Patreon of where we are on YouTube. So if you get done watching the YouTube edits and would like to continue, you can do it on our Patreon page, but you will have to sync and watch along on your own source material to do so. You'll only see and hear me for copyright purposes. Okay, we're zoomed in on one of the garbage trucks. Is this going to be a Richie Tony problem here with the trucks? Because since Richie's so upset about the trucking. Oh, this is some kind of message. This is why cell phones probably changed a lot of this. Because someone would have been recording that.
That's our policy. It's written on our trucks. Double your garbage back if you're not satisfied.
Wow.
And then I get charged double for it.
Right. We had to come out twice.
Oh, Richie sucks.
Did you want your garbage back?
Of course I don't want garbage back!
Then you're satisfied.
Yes. I live in a city where you have options on who does your trash pickup, so they wouldn't do anything like that. Just fire them.
All right, talk to Mike Gendler. See what he says.
Tony's still in a good mood for escaping justice.
You have an office at Barone Sanitation. Get your out of that strip club and go there.
Look like he's actually running businesses.
Millions of tax dollars invested in watching your... Sooner or later, just like you, they're going to want a return on that investment.
Oh, that's a really good way to put that.
When I get out of here, we're going to a discotheque. You and me.
It's
What's so funny?
the 90s or 2000.
Here to reattach your electronic bracelet.
They give you the important jobs, huh?
You see Nalin? That was interesting. I can't wait till we get back to that because I feel like we definitely are. It's a great scene.
What? Just looking out the window.
Get my eyebrows done.
Is there a girl out there? We've done that before. Oh, he's looking out because he's paranoid now. His lawyer let him know he's being watched by the feds and they're coming for you. Do any of you guys live in a place where, like, the waste management's regional and you don't have options on companies? We have like 10 where I live where you can just change. Which is nice because it's competitively cheaper.
Remember, one mouth, two ears, listen to each other.
Oh, that's so corny. One mouth, two ears.
I'll see you next week.
Wow, this is really a different dynamic than she has with Tony. It almost seems like she's bored with this stuff. I guess Tony's a more interesting client. Yeah, she almost looked trepidatious there to deal with him. And now she's having a drink first. If you need a shot before you see a client, maybe you shouldn't see the client.
I don't know. I'm bored or something. I don't want to come here no more.
Not the first time we've heard you say that.
Right? He needs it, and I love the dynamic of it, so.
It's like the other day, I'm watching this movie with Brad Pitt and that blonde, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Sliding doors?
No, Seven.
Of course.
Why do I give a shit who the killer is? What difference is that information going to make in my life?
It doesn't have to. It's entertainment.
What did you do instead?
Went out in the yard and burned ants with a magnifying glass.
That's a better outlet?
You go to Italy, you lift some weights, you watch a movie. It's all a series of distractions till you die.
Well, he's really going through it. Yeah. That is definitely depression.
Catherine!
Mr. Soprano, you have to stay in the wheelchair until you leave the building. Hospital rules.
So call a cop.
Oh,
Little Chucky. He drove the bike for the butchers.
I gotta call Karen, Ma.
he does not like Junior.
He's a cop now.
Oh, of course.
It's been almost 15 years.
That long?
The week the shuttle exploded.
Oh, yeah.
I'm right on Ampere Parkway, near our beloved alma mater. Maybe we could have coffee, catch up. There's an IHOP by the dry cleaners.
He's under house arrest, yeah. Come over for coffee.
Sir? The chair.
But she did get going. got an orderly. The big, intimidating looking one. I look like he could have beaten Junior down pretty hard.
Oh, yeah? Listen, while I have you here, we may have a little problem. Richie April. I'm sorry. I don't like to break your balls. You know that piece of shit is gonna be my brother-in-law.
Yeah, probably.
The RICO Act, Elliot. We sat there and we talked about the RICO Act.
You treat different patients, your base of knowledge expands.
2 years ago, I thought Rico was a relative of his.
Now it's racketeering.
Cards on the table time. How's the drink?
I don't know. Worse, I guess.
Then maybe.
I am drinking in between sessions.
That's not good.
He said last time he wanted to stop coming, but I talked him out of it.
Why?
Yeah.
I'm afraid and repulsed by what he might tell me. But somehow I can't stop myself from wanting to hear it.
Wow. She's a mess. She's like the audience, right? This is terrible stuff that he does, but we can't turn it off. We cannot turn it off.
Is this a bad time for a visit?
Actually, the nurse just got here. We're about to have my examination.
Maybe Friday then. I volunteer at the bingo since Louis passed.
So he's lying around in the house.
What'd you send that lady away for? I thought you were bored.
Talking to that dreadnought would help.
Good God.
Paperwork, you know? Lists the gross tonnage. I gotta file it in triplicate every day.
Tony looks incredibly bored dealing with this stuff.
How you doing?
Is that your wife, Dickie?
Yeah. Come on, I'll introduce you.
I'm getting engaged myself.
You look good, Janice.
Hey, you look pretty good, Janice.
You are a giant, you know?
Come on.
Is he? Because you're trying to get him killed.
Gunny blow?
What?
Blow. You know, coke.
Yeah, this has to be dealt with.
Some coke. What is the big deal?
You're
It's
my
a
uncle.
Massive felony.
You do it on association garbage routes. It's my business. It stops today. You got it?
That's a great line. Tony just can't handle playing at boards, can he? This is the kind of thing he lives for. Oh, is he about to have another panic attack? He is. Is he not taking his meds? Take a seat, man. Stop eating and take a seat. You're right by a chair, dude. There it goes. I guess he's not done with therapy.
Now, for Christ's sake, I just passed out. If it's nothing physical, then what the is wrong with me?
I would think you would be relieved.
Yeah, he's coming at it pretty hard.
You know, losing some weight wouldn't hurt.
You're probably right, though.
That lady from the other day.
Catherine,
The one with the amount of girl. You said you were sleeping.
why didn't you wake me?
If you didn't want to see her.
Jesus. Talk too much, but what a piece she was. Game as they come.
This is an episode about how everyone's just bored.
No, I read it. I did. I read it. That's it. That's the way of life.
But in Angela's ashes, you were laughing with them at least.
I've never read this. I heard it's pretty good.
That container came in from the other side. Supposed to go to that guy.
It's like World War II stuff. Yep.
I know nothing! Nothing!
Oh, God.
We got a couple of Herman Goering's personal pearl-handled Lugas. Get this. We got the Jeep that Patton drove around in Sicily.
Now, I better listen to the lawyer.
Are you sure?
Yeah. You guys go ahead without me.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
I mean, it's smart, but that would have been a really cool stuff to go check out.
Excuse me, could you move your cigarette?
We're allowed to smoke.
Unfortunately, an area where New Jersey is woefully behind. This is silly. Could you just move the thing?
Not when you talk like that.
No?
No.
Mama!
Well?
Whoa.
I don't think that's warranted, but ma'am.
Oh, no, please call the police because I'm not the one with a lethal weapon here.
Ma'am?
Yeah, this didn't go well.
Come on, Jason.
I'm out of here.
Yikes. Was he stuck?
And I can't reach the phone!
Good thing I'm nice, because I could start tickling you.
Oh, come on.
Let's go, Lim. Lim, you're flexing. Let's go, Lim. Lim.
Flexing.
I'm dying here.
All right, just take it easy, okay?
For me, I'd be running right to the bathroom after 6 hours.
It's light.
Got your nephew to thank for that.
Oh, the cocaine thing? Yeah.
Whether he has grand mals or not.
And this shit is okay with you?
I know how much you love him, Junior.
We are really working on another hit on Tony, aren't we? Unbelievable.
I don't know. I put them with the recycling files.
Did you talk to the doctors about that rash?
I embarrassed my son. How's he supposed to know where this type of behavior is coming from?
Yeah, she's really falling apart here.
I'm not an alcoholic, Elliot. Besides, I have you, this.
Therapy isn't a substitute, you know that.
Yeah, she should just stop drinking. I don't know how drunk she was at dinner. I couldn't tell.
Elliot, I honestly believe that he's not ready.
Refer him to another doctor.
You really think that I'm...
Obsessed?
It's possible the way she was talking about how she can't turn away.
That coke provides a nice income stream. Have any ideas the bills I got?
No, this is talking about it. Yeah, that's easy.
Even rival families settle their differences amicably.
Oh, yeah. I remember that picture of Albert Anastasia lying there all amicable on the barbershop floor.
Yeah.
The one with the mask.
Tracy?
Sent her a bottle of Shalimar.
She never mentioned it.
She maybe she didn't want the 80-year-old guy hitting on her.
It was a complete success. Let's not tempt fate by taxing the heart.
How many MiGs you shoot down last week?
Oh my God, man. This is pretty funny.
Any allergies? Shellfish, perhaps?
Okay, good.
Dr. Cusimano tells me you've been seeing a psychotherapist.
So?
I suggest you talk about stress management with him.
Or her.
Funny how life works. The different paths.
All leading to the cemetery.
God, Tony was talking about the same thing.
Sometimes, you know, I'd find money. Hundreds of dollars. Cash. In his pockets at night.
Probably on the take, yeah.
Well, the kitchen needs some work, but, you know, a little marble, maybe some new fixtures.
Nice.
It's a really nice house for her.
Not bad, huh, Carm? Oh, wow. I mean, if we have kids, my house is just not big enough. And like Tony says, it's not our house anyway. Can make a den out of the closet.
What is Richie wearing?
They put on a lawn this year. It's new. When'd you put your lawn in?
Richie.
Is Richie really trying to say, look how much better I'm doing than you?
Well, you all right?
I gotta go.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just,
He's gonna pass out again.
Oh, my God, you're all clammy. Come on, let's get you home.
No. You stay with them and help them, and, I'll see you later.
I kind of felt like, you know, when he left the office last time, he's like, I'm in a good mood, I don't need therapy anymore at the end of the last episode, that, like, the worst of his stress was going to be over, but it doesn't seem like it. It seems like it's getting worse. Both times it was after dealing with Richie.
They got Richie's driver on video. He sold 3 ounces of coke at an arcade down there.
It's all right. I talked to Richie.
Is this recently? Oh, my God.
Guess we'll have to torch a truck or something. Oh, you don't want to hear that. And I sure didn't say it.
Yeah, this thing's about to get really out of control.
Now listen, I am the only person in this family who doesn't curse. So just do me the favor.
I never noticed that. That's probably true.
You're keeping company with that Catherine Romano.
Never you mind about that.
People talk.
I remember my Johnny told me.
Listen, Olivia, what you don't know could fill a book.
I'm really glad that Junior's like really cold shouldering her because she's definitely calling the metal again.
Oh, Olivia, how is she? I heard she wasn't well.
She never was well. Let's face it. If she fell into a sewer pipe, she'd come up holding a gold watch in each hand.
That's funny.
Don't you enjoy going out, Corrado?
It's not that I don't enjoy it.
Well, what is it then? Your heart?
Is he going to level with her here?
The truth is, I can't go out. I'm under house arrest.
Oh, my God.
Okay, good.
I enjoy you, Corrado. I always did.
Oh, good.
You stay. I'll bring food in.
This is actually kind of sweet. Way better than him creeping out that poor nurse.
I think on the History Channel the other night on the American Revolution. You know we're the only country in the world where the pursuit of happiness is guaranteed in writing?
Let's talk about you.
You seem like you're on drugs, and I'm boring myself to death. I'm ready for the George Sanders long walk here.
He's not wrong.
Which enables them to avoid acknowledging the abhorrent things they do.
Abhorrent?
Yeah.
What happens when these antisocial personalities aren't distracted from the horrible shit They do.
So, like, she's actually kind of feeling guilty.
He was out there fighting fire? That's not too smart.
He never was one to let common sense get in the way of whatever he wanted to do. The question is...
Oh my god. Well, at least he has a sleep apnea mask. He's actually really sweet. So, of course, this is going to fall apart. Call me a cynic, but I don't think that. I think the fact that she's perfect, and forgiving and accepting of him is going to go well somehow.
Let me just throw it. I didn't even see it throw.
We haven't seen a lot of these guys in a long time.
Oh, a long-lost leader. Somebody must owe him money.
Hey, Tony, how you doing?
How's the clay pigeon?
Oh my god, did that talk get him back into this? He needs to distract himself.
Goodbye.
So this is largely a boring lifestyle anyway.
Look at that. It's a dip Carmine again. Sil, go tell him no speeding in the neighborhood. I'm on it.
God, they're just looking for something to do.
As in the neighborhood, I want to introduce you to my new partner, Joe Marquez, Tony Soprano.
How you doing?
What's the matter, no openings in the post office?
So he's right. He took one episode to get away from it, and he's right back in it, and the feds are right back on top of him. I really like that a lot. Tony tries to get away from it, tries to take his lawyer's advice, tries to be more careful, because he knows that the police are coming for him eventually. The FBI is coming for him eventually. And he's bored, and because he's got antisocial personality disorders, I'm no expert, so if I get into this wrong, please apologize. I'm just kind of summarizing based on what we're watching here. So Tony's a bit of a sociopath. He does terrible things. He knows they're terrible, but as long as he keeps distracting himself, he's able to not face them. And in this episode, he's terribly bored. He's sitting around in an office for a lot of the episode, and everything starts creeping in finally, right? He's got all of the horrible things he's done that he doesn't want to face, and now he's kind of stuck facing them, and he spirals because of it. He starts having panic attacks. I was wondering, this felt like it should have been a much less stressful episode, and I said that when we were watching before we had that session. Well, why is it that when that Tony seemed to really be zeroed in and focused and okay when he thought he was going to jail for murder? And now once he got through that, and now that he's relaxing and he's pulled back from everything, why does he seem to be more stressed and spiraling a lot worse? Well, that's a really good explanation, right? Now he's having to be alone with him. And some people can't be alone with themselves. They're always needing constant distraction from who they are. Kind of tragic, and that seems to be Tony. And his way to deal with that is to get himself right back into the mix of what he shouldn't be in. And of course, as soon as he goes back, the FBI shows up just to talk to him and say hi, and it's business as usual. It's the guys, it's the police, it's Tony being where he shouldn't be, and the hunt is back on. I know we're getting towards the end of season 2, but I feel like this is an episode that signaled, hey, Tony really had a chance to do a smart thing and kind of start peeling himself away from it to limit his liability here, and he made the decision not for financial reasons or anything, but because he just can't deal with not doing it. Really good episode. Also seeing a lot of bad behavior from Dr. Melfi. Probably some alcoholism, but she seems to be living with a lot of anxiety. And it seems to be like enjoying the danger of it just a little bit. Right? She compared to a car crash, right? Yeah, it's a horrible thing, and the guy's telling me horrible things, and he's doing horrible things, but I still want to hear about it. It's pretty tantalizing, I guess, for the personality that Dr. Melfi has. They had their best session after she got on medication. Maybe, that's going to help kind of kick things forward between the two of them, and certainly, hopefully, spur her in healthier directions. I don't know how long she's on the show. I don't know if I think it's 7 seasons. Dr. Melfi is the therapist all the way up through the end, or if Tony stops going to therapy earlier or whatever. But I hope that she has a resolution in anything on the show that leaves her in a good position. I don't feel like on a show like this, I'm comparing it to like the Godfather movies or Goodfellas, right? Because they do a lot of it's referentially cribs a lot from those, and I'm not sure that most characters are going to get a happy ending on this show. Some might. Tony might. Tony's family might, but sort of like peripheral characters, I'm not sure how it's going to go for them. I guess we'll see down the road. Thanks so much for being here with me, guys. You have a great day.